Zoe was afraid that the men were there to stir up a ruckus. Unexpectedly, Nuv explained cheerfully. Nice to meet you, Ms. Zoe and Mr. Aaron. You can call me Nuv. I am deeply sorry for causing this mess in the last 2 days. So I worked through the night to restore the constructs we destroyed the other day. Moreover, you can freely utilize my subordinates until the completion of this project. I have around 200 men with me, and please leave the sewage system to us. Also, we will not accept any payment for doing all these. 200 gang members to volunteer at our construction site? No one could fathom the situation. But Zoe had no other choice but to accept the arrangements. Zoe asked Levi about that matter when she arrived home that night. I stayed in the same prison as Nuv previously. We were close to each other, so he did me a favor. Levi explained. Zoe investigated Nuv's background earlier in the day, so she could verify Levi's statement. You should not mingle with that lot from now on. The connections you have with those inmates are not desirable. Did you borrow the 5 million from those people as well? Zoe quickly deduced the source of the money. Levi nodded. That's right. All right. Let's return this 5 million once I receive the payment, Zoe said with determination. At the Garrison family estate, Joseph gathered every member of the Garrison family for a meeting. Brian informed everyone agitatedly. I have investigated Levi's background thoroughly. The man supporting him is Nuv. He was imprisoned previously because he killed someone and was placed in the same prison as Levi. Nuv was released from jail 1 year ago, and coincidentally, even Trey has to obey Nuv's every order. Did you know, Nuv's subordinates are helping Zoe out at the construction site? Joseph said with a smile. Now we know who's the man supporting Levi. So it is Nuv. Melanie asked apprehensively. Is this Nuv a formidable man, Grandpa? He is indeed a formidable man. It is said that no one can match his cruelty and bloodlust. But Nuv is not the most impressive man. That title belongs to Jack Smith, also known as the King of Northampton. He is in charge of the whole Northampton with hundreds of men working under him, including the Invincible 13. Joseph clarified. Then should we be fearful of Nuv, Grandpa? Melanie asked again. Ben sneered. Nuv is nothing. It is as easy as ABC for us to kill him. However, we should be afraid of Jack Smith. Malicious intent glinted in Joseph's eyes. All right. The 1-month period Levi given us is around the corner. Let's establish all our connections before I invite Mr. Smith over. It is time to face your doom, Levi. Ha ha ha. That is a brilliant move, Grandpa. Nuv will have no other choice but to kneel when Jack Smith is here. I can already imagine Levi's dumbfounded expression in my mind. Ha ha ha. Everyone laughed out loud. They thought Nuv was the person supporting Levi. So they wanted to invite the most formidable man in the underworld, Jack Smith, to intimidate him. But little did they know about Levi's identity. The next day, the Lopez family's representatives, Sean and Samuel, went to meet up with Zoe. Zoe did not know the reason behind their visit. What's the matter? Do you need something? Are you aware of your mistakes? Levi beat up Nuv's subordinates and infuriated him. What's wrong with both of you? Samuel jeered. You should hurry up and apologize to him. Otherwise, there will be no end to this matter. Zoe curled her lips into a sneer. I see. I suppose you were the one to hire them in the first place? That's not true. How can you say that? They informed us because Levi hurt them. You need to apologize to him right away. Otherwise, they will blame us for his fault. You should take responsibility for your mess, Samuel said aggressively. Ha! Zoe laughed dryly. It is so obvious that the Lopez family is behind all these, yet they want me to apologize? Handle your own mess. Zoe turned to leave after she said her piece. But Samuel and Sean swiftly blocked her path to prevent her from going anywhere. At that moment, a group of workers wearing safety helmets hurried over in their direction. The man leading the group was Nuv. What's happening here, Ms. Zoe? Nuv asked. Stay out of this. You're just a lowly worker. Samuel shoved Nuv away. But Samuel and Sean were flabbergasted to see Nuv's face after he took off his helmet. Lord Nuv, what are you doing here? They were in utter disbelief. Beat them up. Nuv barked an order and countless men rushed to Nuv's side to give Samuel and Sean a good beating. Don't worry, Ms. Zoe. I will handle the security in the construction site from now on. No one will dare to step one toe out of line in this place. After that, the Lopez family guessed there was a friendly connection between Nuv and Levi since they stayed in the same prison. On the other hand, Levi decided to look past that matter temporarily for Zoe's sake. Soon it was the 7th, the last day of a long holiday. Chloe contacted Levi to remind him to attend the high school reunion. I am going to attend a high school reunion now, so I might return home a little late tonight. Levi and Zoe were not in the same class during high school. Moreover, Zoe was busy, so she did not have the time to attend the gathering. All right. Go ahead then. Are you sure you want to wear that outfit? Zoe had to ask after she saw the casual clothes on Levi. Levi shrugged. It's fine. Levi saw Chloe exited the sales center after he walked out of the neighborhood. Chloe drove her car in Levi's direction after he waved at her. She's driving a Porsche Panamera. Her future husband will be a remarkable man, judging from this expensive car she bought for herself at this young age. At the very least, her future husband must be an executive from a large company or multinational corporation, because an average Joe will not satisfy someone like her. Levi thought to himself. Chloe got out of the car and asked with a smile. I thought you would bring Zoe to the reunion? She's busy, and it's not her class anyway, so there's no need for her to tag along. Levi explained. Why don't we go together? Chloe sounded Levi out. Sure. Levi had originally wanted to call Azure Dragon to send the car over after he exited the neighborhood, but he changed his mind after seeing Chloe. Chloe thought Levi did not want to drive because of the inconvenience. I will not be surprised even if he drives a car that's worth $1 billion. He did spend $50 million so casually, after all. Actually, he's handsome even if he takes a cab. That's the way wealthy people try to experience a commoner's life. There will always be an explanation to justify Levi's actions because he is a billionaire. Were you released from prison a long time ago? Chloe asked curiously. Levi was a little surprised. She's the first person to raise suspicion about my early release. You are right. Levi answered. What kind of business have you been doing all these years? Chloe fixated her gaze on Levi despite her duty as the driver. I've been dealing with firearms, Levi said. Firearms are the most common things within my reach in the last few years. It's not a bad idea to use it as a cover-up since I'm familiar with the topic. Oh, no wonder. The high school reunion was hosted at the Royal Hotel. Although the place was not as extravagant as the revolving restaurant, a table reservation cost at least $10,000 to $20,000. So the Royal Hotel was considered a lavish diner. For someone receiving an average amount of salary, a meal there would cost 3 to 4 months of their monthly earnings. Not everyone in their class was so lucky in life. Some were doing good, while some were barely holding their life together. A few men clad in suits were welcoming newcomers near the hotel entrance. They crowded around Chloe's Porsche Panamera upon her arrival. Oh, isn't this the prettiest girl in our class? I heard you're earning a few million a year. I guess that's true since you're driving a Porsche. A few male classmates began to bootlick. Chloe flashed a shy smile upon hearing the compliments. But the smile on everyone's faces froze when they saw Levi getting out of the passenger's seat. They did not expect Levi to attend the reunion, not to mention coming to the venue alongside Chloe. Oh, it's Levi, the influential figure back in the day. A well-dressed man broke the awkward silence. He was the class monitor, Jed Barrett. Even though he was the class monitor, Levi had always outshone him in the past. So Jed spent his younger days chasing behind Levi, trying to match up with Levi's accomplishments. Jed successfully entered one of the top universities and is currently working in a multinational corporation after graduation. He was rumored to be earning a few million a year as well. Jed's car was a pricey Range Rover. He was one of the high achievers in the class. Levi greeted him with a smile. We thought you would not come, Levi. A few other classmates asked shockingly. Jed rolled his eyes at the person who asked the question. Levi is not a narrow-minded person. He's not someone to be bothered by his current situation. Everyone discussed Levi's matter in the private room earlier. They shared a similar opinion that Levi would not attend the reunion because he would be too ashamed to face everyone else due to his recent imprisonment. But who would have thought Levi showed up in the end? You're right. Levi is a tough guy. We will never be able to reach his standard. The other classmates laughed. They were implying Levi's presence as a show of his shamelessness. Jed strode past Levi and came to a halt in front of Chloe. You are finally here, Chloe. Come, follow me into the room now. Everyone is waiting for you. Jed was interested in Chloe. He knew Chloe was still single, so he deliberately organized the gathering since he had the ability and qualification to pursue her. Everyone crowded around Chloe and disregarded Levi. Shall we? Chloe stopped to address Levi before he followed them into the hotel. Many people had already arrived on the third floor of the Royal Hotel. Some of them even brought along their partners. So the venue was much livelier than Levi expected. Everyone stood up to welcome Chloe, especially the men. Chloe was a beauty, a successful beauty, nonetheless. So she was shining brighter than ever in everyone's eyes. Levi looked for a random seat and sat down. "Are my eyes deceiving me? Isn't that Levi?" One of the men, Wayne Warren, exclaimed. "It's really him. Levi is here." Everyone turned to look at Levi all of a sudden. Levi was once the most affluent among his peers, the dark horse in the city's business world right after he graduated from university. He was a man with a net worth of over $1 billion, admired by women and envied by the men. But after his downfall at the Garrison family's hand, Levi became the most despicable person in everyone's mind. They rebuked and insulted him as much as they looked up to him in the past. "Didn't I told you all that Levi will certainly cause trouble? But none of you believed me." "That's right. Levi is a beast. He took advantage of his sister-in-law and almost murdered his parents. His nature was clear as day from the arrogance he displayed in university." These were the words that were exchanged in the private room before Levi's arrival. Wayne and a few of his classmates were jealous of Levi's accomplishments in the past, so they never liked him. But they did not have the opportunity to vent their resentment then. It wasn't until now that the gathering provided them with the perfect opportunity. "What are you doing hiding among the girls, Levi? Join us at our table and tell us everything that happened to you in prison." "Ha ha ha." Everyone burst into laughter as they eyed Levi disdainfully. "I heard you were jobless and stayed with your mother-in-law after you were released from prison." Someone sneered. "I heard every large corporation in Northampton has blacklisted Levi, so it is not surprising for him to be jobless even with his capabilities." A girl added in a diminished tone. It was at that moment did Levi found out that the companies in Northampton had blacklisted him. Wayne laughed. "Let me offer you a job. My company is hiring for security guard's position. The pay is $4,000 with accommodation and meals provided. You should qualify for that job with your physique." Chloe could no longer stand listening to their mockeries. "Stop teasing him. He's got his own career now." "Career? Don't tell me that you're his sugar mummy now, Chloe? Both of you arrived together, after all." Wayne spoke without filtering his thoughts. But he quickly fell silent when he caught Jed's eye. "Let's all move on to other topics of conversation," Chloe insisted. Everyone took their seat afterward. Levi was rooted in his seat while Chloe sat beside him. Wayne whispered beside Jed's ear. "Chloe is infatuated with Levi. She is sticking up to him even in his current condition. You should try harder, Jed." Jed sneered. "Don't worry. I will never lose to a criminal like him." Levi was surrounded by pretty girls. On his other side was Lena, whose beauty was second only to Chloe in their class. Lena was a beautiful and rich girl from a wealthy family with assets over $1 billion. On top of her good looks, Lena was good in her studies as well. She had always been fond of Levi and sympathized with his tragedy. "Levi, why don't you join my father's company as a technical advisor? The basic salary is $8,000 with additional bonuses. There are plenty of opportunities to receive a promotion too." Lena handed a name card to Levi. "Okay, thanks." Levi accepted the name card because Lena offered him the position out of goodwill. Chloe smirked beside Levi. Based on his current net worth, he should have more than enough money to purchase the company owned by Lena's father. The other girls on the other hand, were not as kind towards Levi as Chloe and Lena. "We thought you would bring Zoe along with you." "Where is she?" "That's impossible. Now that Levi's been reduced to a sorry state, Zoe won't tag along with him. She will not want to embarrass herself." "You're absolutely right. Even I'm feeling ashamed to be referred to as Levi's ex-classmates." The Levi now had become the perfect example of a man who should be avoided by all girls. "Why aren't we starting? Is there anyone else who's coming?" Chloe hurriedly distracted others' attention. "The star for tonight's reunion has yet to arrive." A thought popped into Chloe's mind. "Don't tell me Stefan is coming?" "That's right. Stefan is attending too." Levi remembered Stefan Simmons. His father was the director of a department in the district council. Even the headmaster had to condone Stefan's behavior. He managed to enter one of the top universities, albeit having failed most of his examinations. You might not know this, but Stefan's father received a promotion. He is now the chief of the district council. So everyone must wait for him to arrive. Jed's achievements and Lena's family background are nothing compared to Stefan's influence. The statement sounded like an exaggeration, but that was the truth. Everyone was not familiar with the concept of societal hierarchy during their university years. But now, after a few years of working in the society, they were made aware of the authority a high-ranking officer in governmental departments held, especially the chief of a district. The status of being the son of a district council's chief toppled all other personal achievements in the room combined because power will always be more coveted than money. Soon, everyone stood up when they heard voices from the hallway. Jed was especially passionate as he was the first person to welcome Stefan. Stefan was dressed lavishly in Armani clothes, Gucci belt, Versace shirt, Patek Philippe wristwatch. The items on his person added up to millions. A gorgeous lady with a slender figure like that of a model followed by his side. Her voluptuous figure and long legs that were wrapped in black stockings stunned everyone inside the room. "You are finally here, Stefan." Jed welcomed Stefan with a bear hug in excitement. "I see you are doing well, Jed. You are already wearing an Omega watch," Stefan said with a smile after he saw Jed's wristwatch. Jed glanced at the gorgeous girl next to Stefan. "Are you not going to introduce the pretty lady to us, Stefan? She is just a random girl," Stefan said nonchalantly. Stefan did not care to establish a proper relationship as he would change partner regularly. Wayne's eyes gleamed. "She's a model. I saw her on television before." The woman acted more arrogantly after Wayne acknowledged her fame. Others merely looked at Stefan in envy. "He can easily lay his hands on a model that we can only see on television." Wayne shuffled forward eagerly. "Do you remember me, Stefan? I'm Wayne. I used to fight for your sake in the past." "Of course. You're Wayne." Stefan nodded. Stefan's affirmation made Wayne excited. He raised his voice to the others inside the room. "Stefan remembers me. Did all of you hear that? Stefan, my company is currently developing a new project, requiring approval from the district council. I hope you will assist me to speed up the process." Wayne seized the opportunity to ask for a favor. "Sure. Consider it done. Do you need a chauffeur or bodyguard, Stefan?" Wayne's best friend, Robin, asked immediately. Stefan joked. "I do need a watchdog." "No problem. I'm the right person for the job." "Woof woof," Robin mimicked the sound of a dog shamelessly. It was his lifelong dream to become Stefan's pet. Chloe was disgusted by the brazen demeanor of her classmates to butter up Stefan. Stefan scanned the surroundings after he entered the room. "By the way, where is the criminal who took advantage of his sister-in-law, the pride of our class? Is he here?" "Ha ha ha. Of course he is here. He's been blacklisted by every company in the city. He must be desperate to look for your help, Stefan," Wayne suggested hastily. Jed looked at Levi. "Are you looking down on Stefan? Are you not going to greet Stefan now that he is here?" Stefan said mockingly. "Oh, please don't do that. Levi's a famous person in the city back in the day. I am not qualified to be greeted by him. My father even mentioned him a few times and asked me to learn from him. Perhaps he could teach me a few tricks about taking advantage of helpless girls." "Ha ha ha." Everyone laughed out loud as well. Wayne glared at Levi. "What are you doing? Did you not hear what Stefan said? You should build a good rapport with Stefan, so he could help you to look for a job that pays well and tick your name off from the blacklist." But Levi merely sat in his chair without moving a muscle.